What's up, everyone? Okay, so I'm back to do basically to show you a couple projects that I got going on. Number one, this one here, it's a little mini bike. I think I showed it once before, a while back. I did get a new back tire for it. The other one was square. Actually, it's that one. And believe me, turning is, there we go. Turning is, well, they don't like to turn. They like to be flat on the ground and go straight. Well, it's a drag tire, so I mean, what do you expect, all right? So anyhow, I got also this here sprocket for it accepts the 420 chain. And it's, I believe it's a stainless steel, well, at least a steel ring. The hub is aluminum, though. So I figured grab that. I believe that is a 41. I think it's a 41 tooth. Yeah, anyhow. So, what I need to do with this bike, since I'm not using that big old honking tire, is I need to bring this frame in on this side and on this side. It's way too wide. It was way too wide when even for that tire over there. So what I'll have to do here, I'll have to cut it here. I'll have to cut it here. And see, yep, right there. And yep, right there. As well, same thing on the other side. The motor mount plate, that's for a small engine. Not like that one. That one's a big block. I'm talking about the small blocks, 212, 196, stuff like that. That's what that motor mount plate is for. So I'm going to take that out. Now you think, well, why would you take it out? Why don't you just leave it and add support? Yeah, that is true, but everyone that knows mini bikes knows what that is. And a lot of people that don't know mini bikes know exactly, what that is. So yeah, I'm going to take that out because it just makes it look funny. Way too funny, all right? Weird, and you know what it is, and if you're not going to be using it for that, then I'll just take it out. Yeah, I'll just do that. So yeah, I'm going to shorten it up, bring it in. This piece here, I need to bring that up because it'll be running this motor right here. I'm going to put that in it, and to put that in it, this piece here needs to go up. So I'll end up doing that as well, and then I'll probably put some sort of reinforcement to hold it up. So yeah, let's see. So there's that there. That's one thing so I'm going to be doing. And let's come over here. I'll show you another one. Okay. What we have here is a 1985 Honda XR200R Engine. Last time it was registered was in 1995. And after that, it just sat in some guy's garage, right? The decals were completely destroyed. They were peeling and flaking. Rub your hand across it, everything just, it was horrible. The shock boot, the extension boot on it, you run your finger across it like that, those little ripples on the boot. Well, you run your finger across it, just fell apart, just cooked. It was cooked, dried out, weather beaten. Yeah. And this guy said, oh, wow, it was in the garage. Yeah, right. So, anyhow, what I'm going to do, this motor here needs a little bit of work. So, I'll have to take off the valve cover, which, of course, this type of motor, this motor, has the rockers up inside the valve cover. Underneath, down here, there is the springs, two here and obviously two there. Now this here takes a dual carburetor, which also has dual exhaust. And from what I gathered, one big ol' honking piston. It's kind of interesting how this one works, to tell you the truth. Now, this one, the carburetors, you know, they don't suck in, go to, you know, two different carburetors. It goes to one. So one is your primary carburetor. The other one is your secondary carburetor. You know that slide when you give a throttle, that little silver slide in the carburetor opens up? Well, same thing, but on the main, it opens, the main opens first, followed by the secondary. You know, I didn't know that until I started doing research. I was like, oh, cool. This is really neat. So, when I take this off, I will go through it. I will clean it up. When you take this off, there's the cam. It lays right across here. It's like right there. Lays straight across. And then you have over here, on this side, you'll have your timing chain and timing chain wheel. And then you'll have your timing chain tensioner on this side. 2 bolts holding it in there. And 2 bolts holding in the timing chain wheel. You take those off, and I believe there's a little cap down here on this side. You take that off. Then you start pulling off your cam. You can pull off your timing chain wheel. Actually, I seen this one guy, he zip tied it to the chain and to something over here, which is really a good idea. I think he zip tied it to the timing chain tensioner. That's a very good idea. I think I'll do that. So once I do that and I take it all off, get it cleaned up, then there's another 4 bolts. I believe it's 4. Anyhow, take out those 4 bolts, all right? And then you can take off the head. Take off the head, and underneath you have your valves. Now, I looked in here on the exhaust side, and the valve stems are dirty. They're real dirty. And I'm guessing it's the same on the intake. Yeah, it's not going to be any different. So when I take the when I take that off, I'm going to have to go ahead and get everything cleaned up. I'm going to let me come over here real quick. Get up off the floor because it's getting warm in here. All right. So I'm going to be getting an ultrasonic cleaner, and what really inspired me to do that is this right here. This is a carburetor for it, and it was pretty much seized, you know, when I got a hold of it. Now the slides will slide up and down, and to some extent, not completely freely, but to some extent. Oh, and the bowls, let me move this spray bottle. There we go. As you can see, these bowls, they're still a bit dirt, and they're still a bit dirty, a bit of dirt in there and all. This is the sprocket that was on it, and that is just all kinds of nasty right there. So I just dumped that in there. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use a 420 chain on it, 17 tooth. You know, this is a new one that I have. You know, but it's a 14 tooth. Smaller than that one. I was like, that's going the wrong way. So I ordered a 17 tooth, which would be a bit bigger. More closer to that. So I ordered that, and The ultrasonic cleaner, let's get back to that, should get a lot of this cleaned up. And now you can use a lot of whatever you want in an ultrasonic cleaner. So I'm using this here. Now it's not really abrasive like some of the other cleaners that you can use in it, but it's also not it's not cheap. You know, it's not, well, it is cheap. You get it at Family Dollar, but it works so good. I use that on my clothes, grease stains and all that. You put that, you know, a little bit of that in there. It'll help keep your washing machine clean, clean out all the grease spots and dirt spots that you have in your jeans, your t-shirts. Works really good. You know, not only for a surface, you know, but also for clothes. So I'll be using it in the ultrasonic cleaner. You know, the one I'm getting, got it off, well, I purchased it off of Amazon, and it's a 6-liter. So it'll hold this here. It will hold that and probably 2 more, along with accessories and, you know, well, not accessories, but little pieces and parts, you know, and bowls and whatever that comes off of it. So yeah, I will be putting that carburetor in there. I try to clean it by hand, but with a toothbrush, getting in those small spots. But this is what I'm using right here. Let me turn this around. That's what I'm using. And whew, this stuff stinks. I mean, it still smells really bad in here, you guys. I'm not even kidding. It smells really bad in here. But I had to spray a bunch of that all up in here, all over the bolts, you know, give it time to set in and, you know, do some good. And so when it comes time for me to work on it and tear it down, you know, it won't be so darn difficult. Now here's another thing also that I want to show you. Let me see here. It's on this wiring harness here. Oh, there, sorry guys. Let's see. All right, now this here's the spark plug, for the spark plug. This thing here is actually for a light. And believe me, that bulb was older than dirt itself. Like, seriously, like 5 days older than dirt. All right, I'm looking for the little CDI box, and it's floating around in all this mess here somewhere. Let's see, I got that one there. Oh, and this one here goes to the rear light, which was not on the bike when I got this. I mean, that bike was in bad shape. It would have cost me thousands to, you know, restore it, if I could even do it. Because the stuff for this bike, it's not impossible to find. It's just really, really hard. Oh, here it is. CDI. Okay. See that? That's a 6-pin CDI right there. All right. That's like seriously old. I mean, the bike was made in 85, last registered in 95, and it's been sitting ever since, for the most part. So let me show you here. This here, much more updated. Let's see, there we go. Now you say, oh wait, no, that's a 7-pin. Look at that top middle hole. That one isn't being used. It's a 6-pin. Yeah, look. So there's 6 wires there. See that one? That's supposed to be there, it ain't there. You know, they just, I don't know why they used it like that, but, or did it like that, but anyhow, I found a connector in my little connector kit that fits it, so that's good. So I'll be using this one here. Now, probably thinking, whoa, why don't you just use that one? Just clean it up and use that one. There's nothing wrong with it. See if it's any good, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I probably could, and more than likely I probably will. Just for trying to get it started. And if I get it started, then I'll use this here. And, oh, I got it upside down. Sorry, guys. I'll use this here and see how this one does compared to the ancient one. Also, a spark plug wire here. All right, let me set this over here. The spark plug wire. All right. This thing, I haven't seen one of these, you know, like quite like this, but I will clean this up. I'll clean it all up. I'll use what it comes with temporarily to make sure it works, just to see if it works, except for this. Except for that. I'm not going to use that. You can't make me. I won't do it. I will replace that. I'll put on a good, that's a kill switch. I'll put on a good kill switch, you know. That's one thing I'm going to change out that I know of right now. It may change later. I might, hold on, guys. There we go. I might change out a lot of stuff, even this here. I might change it out anyhow, but right away, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I'm going to get that going. I'm going to get the ultrasonic machine cleaner going. I'm going to work on this here. Get this frame here cut up, pulled in. Get it be much thinner because way too wide. Way too wide. That's crazy wide. No. Yeah, I don't need it that wide. I need it to be much thinner. You know, not quite as thin as the seat, but just thinner. So yeah, I'll get that done. And these are projects that is in the works. I'm still working on going through them, and especially this motor here. Still working on going through it, making sure that it's worth working on. So far, so good. And sorry about the camera angles and all that. I'm using a new tripod, and it's a slight bit on the bulky side, but it's really cool because most of my tripods, let me take this, I'm using my iPhone. Let me take this off and I'll show you guys. But most of my tripods, there we go. There. All right, so that's the tripod there. And I got this off of Amazon. It's really good. But most of the ones that I have that are like this one, let me put this back in, are from like, I don't know, 70s, 80s, you know, something like that. Let me show you one of them. The one I have left that I know where it's at is that one. I mean, that thing, it does a job, but it's so old and so heavy. So I broke down and got something that is good. So anyhow, yeah, I just want to make sure that everything's going to go smoothly. And that is pretty much why I'm doing this first video with this in it. And yeah, if you're wondering, guys, well, if you get it working, and it's not the point of if, it's when I get it working. Probably you guys thinking, where are you going to put it in? Well, not that one, come on. But one like it. Now, I don't want to spend any more than $1,000, mainly because of the motor. The more you spend, the better the motor. Actually, this one here was about $1,000. But anyhow, this one, what came in this one originally, it was a 140cc, and I could take that kind of motor, or 125, and use it in something else. That's why I want to get something like this. And then I will cut up the frame. Now, why am I going to cut up the frame? To use that in that. So I've done it once before. Well, actually a couple times before, but I got photos of a bike. It was an Apollo 125. I will show that right there. And That's the, yeah, I know it doesn't look like an Apollo, but if you look over here, that's what it used to look like, and that is what it looks like now. I mean, not when I was done with it, that's what it looked like. And I put a Honda 100cc in it. So I redesigned the frame for a, well, technically I redesigned it for a Kawasaki 600. That didn't work out too well. Not that I couldn't put it in there, because I did, but the wiring harness, you know, and all that, I was, yeah, I'm not good at the wiring harness thing, so I found a smaller motor that would fit in it and left the frame as is and just put the motor in it. So I will be doing it basically the same thing with this motor. I will buy a bike like this and cut up the frame, save the motor and all that. Just cut up the frame, redesign it, and there we go. You know, I find it to be a little bit cheaper that way. Then that would be awesome. I know I'm crazy, but I mean, I put I was going to put a 600cc Kawasaki Ninja motor in a pit bike, and I did, except for the wiring harness. I wasn't sure how to do it. That's why it didn't work out. But this this is a lot easier, way easier than this one. You know, I mean, that's the wiring harness. That's all. That's all of it. There's nothing else. Trust me, there's nothing else behind it. That is it. So yeah, of course I'm gonna get this one working. I mean, look at the wiring harness. It's, you know, there's nothing there. There's so little. So that's what I'm gonna do, and that's why I want to build this one up. I want to clean it, repair it, whatever, build it up, get it running again, so I can buy myself a roughly $1,000 dirt bike, so I could stuff that motor in it. I know, pretty crazy, but it gives me something to do. Really does. I enjoy it thoroughly. You know, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's my update on what I'm doing here with these projects that I got going on. So thanks guys for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll be talking to you guys very soon.